Yo, dude, guess who we've got coming in today?
Who?
Imrie.
Aye,
Imrie, pal.
You didn't ask for it, but you're gonna get it anyway. Imrie's gonna tag one of these barrels. Let's go.
Who's ready to paint?
Hello one and all, we are at Ink today in the main gallery. We have a very special guest going to do a bit of art for us, and we have some very important questions. So, introducing Created by Imrie.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
So, already off to a good start. So a few questions the people really want to know, Imrie. We'll start off with the important questions and then we'll get into the boring stuff. So, first question, pizza or pasta?
If we're in the house, pasta. Eating out, pizza. I prefer to make pasta. I think pizza's too hard to make in the house.
So, next question, another important one, traditional or digital?
Right now, 100% traditional.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd say I'm probably known more as a digital artist.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying traditional stuff a lot more than I'm enjoying the digital part.
Which is interesting to say because you did send through physical artwork, you didn't have to send any digital submissions in, so I mean that makes sense. Appreciate it here, we love having physical artwork here as well as digital. So the next one, kind of a personal one that I was thinking of, what are your thoughts on AI art?
Hate it. I think there's a lot of good that could come from it, but like everything else, people are taking advantage of it.
Get that, so it's kind of, if you use it as a certain tool, but I guess, you know, maybe it's something that you use for reference rather than actual, like, you know,
I feel as if in the state that it's in the now, you can't even really use it for that, because it's just also, it's still just stealing other people's arts. Then how far are you taking that reference?
You could take a bit of AI art, you could maybe put a few dots on it and say you sort of, you know.
So I think it's just far too much a grey area for anybody to be using it, and I'm not liking that it's getting in movies and games and that either.
So, we'll get into the boring stuff now. How long have you been drawing?
About 8 years. About 8 years, it was when my first kid was born.
Okay.
Aye, and then since then it's all just kind of, it's been all I do really.
Probably started with doodles and stuff like that, and slowly over it's just growing. And
it started off with an iPad. My missus got me an iPad.
Oh, very nice.
I was, she says I kept going on about it when I was drunk. So she surprised me one time, and it was the best thing that ever happened, because I used to just play games. All I done was play games.
So I guess that's kind of different. So for myself, you know, I started as a traditional artist as a kid. You know, I always picked up the pen, scribbling over everything. You know, I just couldn't put the pens down, kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting to see that you came from more of a digital backside rather than, you know, the traditional sort of route.
Aye, I don't think a lot of people do. It's usually you pick up Procreate after you've been drawing for a while, rather than the Procreate was really easy, because you could just pick it up and then lock the screen, put it back down.
Yeah, I guess it's like an easy kind of thing, like an entry-level thing, you know, because it's a lot of freedom, you know, you're not stuck to the lines that you put down on paper.
Yeah, so it worked really well for me, and I loved it. It just felt so natural as well, Procreate.
Okay, so since we've been talking about digital, traditional, one thing, you know, looking at your artwork, I love bold outlines and stuff like that. So when it comes to outlines and it's physical medium, would you prefer Poscas or brushes?
Molotow.
Ah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Only reason Molotow over Poscas is it's the first ones I bought.
Yeah.
So it wasn't because I don't like Poscas. Well, the more I look into it though, I feel as if it would be Molotow because of the refills.
Yeah, understandable, yeah.
And just I buy the refills and I use my brushes as well, so.
Quick, easy to do the throw-ups and everything. And so, we've been speaking a little bit since you were at issue 1 at the launch night. You know, we were so appreciative to have you here. And one thing that I didn't actually know, and you know, looking at your artwork and you saying that you're actually colourblind, so are you cool to touch on that a little bit?
I'm red-green colourblind, so it's not the whole total black and white colourblind, but it's pretty, more or less, reds, greens, browns. If you put black in that, it's hard to tell what's black as well. I can't really tell the difference between any of them. So that's the reason I paint orange, blue and pink, because I can tell the difference between them.
I just think that's a really interesting thing to know. So you work with the colours that work for you, and you do really well. And you get a lot of range out of.
It's sometimes I get mixed up when you start using purples and things as well. I get a wee bit. Me and my mate that we done the gallery with in September, the William Space Boys, we were doing big A1 ink pieces.
Oh yeah.
So we had them sitting out in the studio, and there was some bits I went to touch up, and he turned around and said, "That's purple you're using." So we took these big black ink pieces that we'd spent hours on, and I went over them all in purple. I'm like, oh no. So I had to try and go back over them again and fix it, or he fixed it.
Oh jeez, yeah, so you kind of needed him to keep you sort of collared on that one. Next one, you know, I kind of feel like you get these video game sort of vibes, and again, like we were talking, you mentioned about the comics that you're doing, so, you know, what form of media has inspired you most?
I think I'd say games. I'm huge into kind of most entertainment, but I do enjoy games, and I do enjoy stealing artwork off him. Getting inspiration. So it's hard not to get inspiration for them with just constant stuff coming out. There's a wee game that came out there, Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh yeah.
And the style of that was brilliant. Very kind of cel-shaded, very similar to my style. But it's really nice to see all the different styles in the games. But I like anime, and to an extent, I'm not a huge anime fan, but some of them are really good. I recently watched that, I'm going to say the name wrong probably, Demon Slayer.
Yeah, that's a big one at the moment. The art style is, you know, it's a beautiful thing.
I pause it and all that, and I'm taking pictures and then I'll use that later on, that's getting used, and just for like kind of character positions and stuff, and I don't think I ever do use them, to be fair, but in my head I say I'm going to. So you're kind of getting that mental freeze frame kind of thing, so it is there.
Yeah, because I mean animation, you know, especially like certain frames, you know, they might stretch characters and stuff like that and really mess with proportions, so, you know, trying to get those references. Because animation is sort of a different sort of thing to maybe more traditional sort of drawing and stuff like that. Animation, you have to like bend characters and things like that, so, yeah, I mean, I was similar growing up watching certain cartoons. You know, stop a frame and then I'd screenshot that and I'd use that as a little reference for something, or, you know, I'd have a little collection and they'd never really go anywhere, but I'd have a lot of ideas. So our final question, and I'm gonna hit you hard with this one. Are you gonna step up and battle at the next Walls Apart?
Take on Lobster Robin.
Are you going for Lobster Robin then?
Easy.
Yeah, you think you can take him?
He's not here, is he?
No.
Easy.
We were going to have a theme, you know, is there anything that you would like to see?
Cute animals and robots. I mean, it's not something I normally do a lot, but I think I'd like to branch out a bit and try something different. I'm up for anything with things like that, I go for it. I like to try different stuff. As long as it's not like a hyper-realistic painting or something. Something interesting, I'd be up for that, definitely. When is the next one?
We'll message you. We'll message you.
To be continued.
TBD.
From all of us here at Ink, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you and not only exhibit your artwork at the very first launch of issue 1, but vandalise a few of our barrels. If you'd like to check out his socials, check the link in the bio. Last question though, Imrie, is it a duck or a fish?
That's for you to decide.